and they don't want the people of God to meet their man of God. Because when the people of God meet the man of God, they become a God.
They're going to lose their slaves, yeah.
And you can't be a God and a slave at the same time.
Come on.
So.
Come on. Brother, before we get you out of here, man, is there any other that you have on your mind? We know you've written several books. You speak a lot about relationships and marriage and have really been instrumental in helping that cause and helping people to kind of work those things out and couples-wise. If you want to elaborate on some of the work you've done in that field or anything else you want to.
Well, I appreciate it. We do have 2 new projects that we just dropped. How to Love a Black Man and How to Love a Black Woman, 2 separate books.
Balance. Yeah.
And they're designed almost a third of each one of the books. It teaches on the protocols of self-love. The minister said this: you cannot love anyone more than you love yourself, not even God. Because if God is your creator and you're his creation and you don't love what he created, how can you love the one that created you properly? So we have the protocols of self-love in it that allows a sister to learn certain principles, knowledge, and historical facts about herself, scriptural facts about herself, gender-specific commands about herself, and then it shows her how to get the best out of the man and vice versa for that. And I was doing a press conference in one of the cities, and a thought came to my mind, and I just said it. We'll never get the hood right till we get the home right.
Come on.
We'll never get the hood right until we get the home right. The minister said this. He said the number 1 threat to our national security as a people is divorce. Do you know that Black people have the highest divorce rate in America of any group of people on the face of the earth?
I know.
75% divorce rate.
Yeah.
Do you know in 1867, 2 years up from so-called Emancipation Proclamation, that look at this, 9 out of 10 eligible adults, Black adults, were married. And with a nearly 100% success ratio. Now, only 4 out of 10 eligible adults are married.
And they ain't making it.
With a 3/4 divorce ratio.
They not
so if 10 and only 4 is getting married, and then out of the 4, only 1's gonna make it. When the function is there, that means only 1% of all of us as Black adults are operating in a structured nuclear home that we can say I have a wife or I have a husband.
Right.
So the minister said this, that where you don't have strong marriages, you can't have strong families.
Right.
Where there are no strong families, you can't have a strong community. And where there are no strong communities, you cannot have a strong nation.
Right.
So marriage becomes the cornerstone of nation building. So that's the 2 projects, and that's what kind of leaned me toward it. And in truth, being invited to speak by all different kind of groups and always having sidebar meetings with them, the organizers, on relationship problems.
Right.
I said, man, if you mean to tell me you out here fighting for your people and then you got to go home and do round 2 with your own wife or own husband?
Right.
That's no. I said, look, the last thing that a Black man wants to come home to after fighting in this world is have to go round 2 with his own woman.
Right.
And the last thing a Black woman wants to come home to after fighting in this world is to come home to a man that ain't been fighting at all.
That's right.
And that's what you've seen happen. The house is supposed to be our spiritual recharge center. It's supposed to be a place that we extract from this wicked white supremacist world, come home to a pure source of love and extract from the environment peace and power.
Yeah.
But if I got to fight you at home and go fight in the world, how am I ever going to be effective at winning this war?
There ain't no refuge.
So that's kind of why we went at it the way we did.
And what we see now that I don't see in any other group of people, even before you get to the stage, forget marriage, before you even get to the stage of the relationship, we had this division between Black men and women that we see expressed all over the internet on a daily basis. The brothers going in on, get your passports, brother, we leave with the sisters going in on the brother. It's like, it's bad out here.
Guess who started it? It wasn't a YouTuber.
Yeah.
It was Willie Lynch.
Okay, we're going to go way back.
It didn't just start when YouTube came out. It started in 1712.
Yeah.
See, Willie Lynch said, he said, look, I've outlined a number of differences among the slaves. And look, and I make them bigger than what they really are.
Yeah.
And he named 11 things. He said, I put the young against the old, old against the young, light against dark, dark against light, short against tall, tall against short, small to plantation against big plantation. I put the one with straight haired eyes with one core. Then look, he said, I put the male against the female.
Right.
And the female against the male. Look what he says, though. He said, and by turning them on each other, I keep him without the one he needs to become who he needs to be. And I keep her in, he called it a frozen psychological state. That was his description of what happens.
Right.
So, it didn't start, we didn't choose this.
Yeah.
This is part of the slave making process, the slave breaking process.
Right.
And we were breeded on the plantation. Do you know it was 3 things that were illegal on the plantation? Reading, praying, and marriage. It was against the law to read.
Right.
That's why when you see Birth of a Nation and you see Nat Turner have to steal the Bible off the rocket chair.
Yeah.
It was against the law to read.
Yeah.
It was against the law to pray. That's why we start praying like this with our hands closed. This on our knees like this is the way we pick cotton.
Yeah.
So we would sneak. When Master wasn't looking, we was picking cotton and tobacco. We just closed our eyes and sneak a prayer in.
Right.
But before we came, we used to do what was prayers like this, symbolic to receiving the gift. That's how we prayed.
Right.
With our hands open.
Right.
But we started doing this because that's picking cotton.
Be ready to get back in.
And then look, you can go to a sophisticated wedding. They spent $100,000 with all kind of ice sculptures and we'll still jump a broom.
Yeah. Wow.
You know why? Because it was illegal to get married, but it wasn't illegal to sweep Master's porch.
Wow.
So we would jump over the broom, say we loved each other, and then go back.
Yeah, and then that's official.
So back then it was against the law.
Right.
For a black man to marry a black woman. Now you got to make a law to get him to do it.
Come on.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That's bass backwards.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But so the point is that this gender war,
yeah, man,
is a byproduct of a slave breaking system.
Yeah.
A man cannot be the man that God wants him to be without a woman.
Right.
And a woman cannot be the woman God wants her to be without a man.
Right.
We are not independent entities. We are interdependent entities. There's certain characteristics and traits that you are looking for in a man that you can't get out of a man except that man has been inside the institution of marriage.
Come on.
And there's certain things you're looking for in a woman you won't get out of her except that she's been a part of the institution of marriage. It is that covenant connection, that sacred union, that holy matrimony that brings the best out of us. So that's how those came on the scene. And I hope that if we would just put some more energy and effort into doing love properly and doing it right, that we will be a lot better off as a people.
And quit putting our business out there, man. We got issues. Everybody got issues, but we like to add ours. I got to instantly go and tell everything that she did on Facebook and vice versa. It's like we got to be more, I guess, on code, even in our disagreements, even in our conflicts.
It's called venting.
Right.
So venting is temporary relief.
Right.
You're symptom suppressing.
Yeah.
You're talking it out with your friends, your girls, or the social media, and you got it off your chest.
Yeah.
But you didn't get it out your heart.
Come on.
So if you keep getting it off your chest but not out your heart, the problem will never go away.
Yeah.
The real way is you talk to the one that you have a problem with. Our problem, Bud K. Reno, is that most of us don't know how to speak straight words in a respectful way.
Right, in a respectful way.
Anytime we're speaking straight words to each other, we got to be cussing, yelling, and mad.
Yeah.
And if we're not cussing, yelling, and mad, if we're being kind in speech, we're not saying what we really want to say.
Right.
We have to figure out the art of communication where we know how to say what we mean what we say, and say it in a respectful way that gets results.
Right.
And I'm going to say this, real people that are in love with each other do not argue.
Yeah.
We have discussions.
Right.
See, an argument is when you go back and forth to find out who is right. But discussion is whenever we go back and forth respectfully to figure out what is right. And whatever what it is, we submit to it.
Absolutely.
We move on.
Right.
So, we have to stop venting, getting it off of our chest. We have to start communicating with each other to get it out of our heart.
Absolutely. Man, the one and only brother, student minister, Nori Muhammad. We've been well fed. Everybody in here It had about 10 pounds worth of belly and intestines swole up a little bit, man. We thank you so much for coming through, my brother.
Thank
And
you.
do you know how to give any social media where people can reach or let people know?
Just look me up, Nori Muhammad, NoriMuhammad.com. And, check us out on NOI.org and store.finalcall.com. We have so much material that you can get to help really give you the equipment you need in your spiritual toolbox to build the kind of life that you want to build.
Where can they buy the books?
NoriMuhammad.com, the easiest place to get it. And of course, if you are Amazoner, they on Amazon.